Just in time for JMO to cough in their face.
Yes, absolutely. I was gonna say.
That's the first
thing. Doing great.
You guys,
do you
guys know what adenoids are? Drop it in the chat. Hello, everybody. It's Charmed Heroes Salem Academy episode 3. Business up front, party in the back. This Thursday, Monster Hearts Junior Year penultimate episode. Crazy. We're almost finished with a 3rd school year in real time with these characters. That feels gross in my body. This Sunday, Campaign 4, it's popping off. 2 people might die. If that doesn't entice you, okay. Then Monday, talk with me. Oh, I was gonna do it like a talk with me thing, but then I forgot. So just talk with me.
2 people might die.
Oh.
If that doesn't entice you, then I don't know.
Oh my god.
A lot of death. And then 2 weeks from today is our next session of this. This is a good point to tell you all that we are on. This is session 3 of 6 that are planned, everybody. We'll be going through May. It is May. What is happening? And into June. Okay, that's it. Previously, in the aftermath of a house party gone a little wrong, our coven decided to investigate what drove Mackenzie Woodrow to set herself on fire. While searching her dorm room, the group searching her dorm room, Philly in particular found a strange symbol on the floor of her bathroom and decided to keep this information to himself. As the professors, led by Dr. Strange, deduced that the incident was due to Mackenzie casting a spell beyond her control, Willow and Polly worked with Professor Kale to cultivate some healing herbs to assist in her recovery. And Jude, feeling increasingly worried about his own powers, decided to seek out Damon Hellstrom, the professor teaching pact magic. Meanwhile, Agatha Harkness revealed to Philly that his patron was not the Dark Lord Chthon as he believed, but was actually a mysterious god of lies and illusions from another realm whose name we don't know at all.
And who Zach totally thought he did, but he didn't.
Oh, I believed it when you said that was a joke last time. So.
No. That was me covering it. Yeah.
I believed it.
Yep.
Zach's a good liar, everybody.
Yep.
You got away with it, and then you went back on it.
Got away with it.
Well, because I don't actually want to lie, you know?
Zach was on a podcast recently, if you want to hear more about stuff like that. But we're going to keep moving on. We pick... You made it public.
Yep, we're friends. We like each other. It's fun.
Sorry for promoting your appearances on other media.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. Keep going.
Well, we're picking up with you, Jude. You have located Professor Hellstrom in his office. This is the weekend. The party happened in the early hours of, late hours of Friday night. You all went to bed that early. And then it is probably about, at this point, because I think you were one of the later ones to get up that day, probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock. But you were able to find Professor Hellstrom. You are in his office. It's nice, but not overly large in its size. It's nice kind of polished wood. There's a fireplace behind him, kind of stereotypically. And you have sat down across from him at this desk, and I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, just kind of detailed your maybe worries about what you are going through personally, but then also it sounded like maybe you were worried a little bit about what was going on in the school and that maybe something was related in between those.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, I think that he came to Professor Hellstrom with the intention of being... Because Ophelia told him to be honest and to talk to somebody. And so I think, being the teacher of Pact Magic, I think that he came in and he told him everything about how it happened and how, the events unfolded a little less than a year ago, I think. And then after saying that, making the connection of like, could I possibly be connected with what happened here? And also definitely mentioning the mirror moment as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Just as a reminder for our viewers, that's good old Damon.
Guy.
Just a normal guy.
Casual. It's what most college professors look like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially at Ball State.
Well, it's just so warm up in
Muncie,
Salem.
Oh, yeah.
But he's kind of taking this in and he nods. You're saying that you believe that your actions, potentially your patron, I guess I could say, is maybe responsible for what happened with Miss Woodrow the other day.
I don't know, my guy likes flames. And why was it at a house party that I was at? And why was it a former student of somebody in my coven? And I'm just... A lot's happening.
I get it.
And
I get it.
It's happened so fast.
Listen, when you start involving yourself in this world, you're going to start seeing patterns. And you're going to start thinking that they're all related because now everything seems to be connected in the world. It's not exactly true. Just because some girl lit herself on fire doesn't mean you had anything to do with it, just because you have fire powers. So do I.
Yeah.
One of Doctor Strange's signature spells is about fire. It's a very common thing. The elements are going to show up a lot, whether that be fire, earth, water, or air. That's what makes magic. You start trying to connect all the dots like that and lead them back to yourself. Sure, you can find that, but dots could also lead any number of ways.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, of course.
First of all, thanks for that. But I think the reason why I'm so worried is because, I don't know, when I met the guy, yeah, of course he was fucking mysterious and like, obviously powerful, but I don't know, I didn't really get any, like, evil vibes, and the one thing you've definitely taught us in these first few weeks is that, pact magic it's a relationship. It's an agreement. And I'm scared because I don't feel like I've given anything yet.
What are you really afraid of?
I'm afraid of what happens when I have to start to pay.
Well, I'm sure you've heard the other professors talk about this, but it's no secret that all magic has a cost. What I can't really figure out is how in the fuck you sold your soul when you didn't have one to begin with. A bulging face starts to appear along his neck. You look down, you want to escape your chair, but you find that your arms are completely frozen on the sides of the armrests. The face along Damon's neck grows. His own head snaps to the side as what looks like another head starts to form inside. You look down at your own arms, and from beneath the skin, it looks like it starts to raise up, and it looks like another set of arms has slid its way into your arms, wearing you essentially like a glove. They have long, pointed nails that start to just slightly poke out of the tips of your fingers. Muscles flex. This face starts to appear as Damon's mouth stretches wider and wider and wider, and you see red skin grinning inside the mouth, and you wake up in your bed. This version of the conversation that you had with Damon weeks ago took a strange turn, but confident that you had left that meeting in August, late August, pretty reassured. And it's been relatively, for you, Jude, a pretty quiet month plus in terms of that spookiness. No reflections not following where they should, no other students harming themselves, no other odd incidences with fire. But that moment definitely felt a little real. But you are in your bed. It is pretty late or early, depending on how you want to quantify it.
Oh. I think, honestly, I would immediately go up and turn on my light and, like, grip the kitchen sink and look in the mirror.
You look like yourself.
I move
A little stressed.
bit. I test things.
Looks fine.
It's okay. Just a dream. It's just a dream. And I think that Jude cannot go back to sleep after that, so he's going to get ready and go to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is open 24 hours, so that's not a problem.
Okay.
As Jude gets up and makes his way out into the early morning, we kind of see an aerial view of the campus of Salem Academy. The leaves are starting to turn more orange and brown, and still, it's not quite, late fall to where everything is fall in. But it's the nice, picturesque part where Halloween is coming up, the kind of festive spirit, especially around Salem as a town, which obviously you guys can freely go to and from within the town. It's not uncommon for people to pop over to the real Salem. But it's a really festive energy as we are now in early October. The classes have been proceeding as normal. Like I mentioned with Jude, there haven't been any more incidences out of the normal, what counts as normal for magic school. But Jude will pick up with you. What have you had going on the past month?
Yeah, I think that he took, Professor Hellstrom's words to heart, and, I think what he took away from the moment is that he was kind of centering himself when maybe he didn't need to be, and so he kind of got some relief from that, and I think just really focused on his studies, especially that class. I think like really focused on that class, but also the I think the familiars class is a class that he would really spend a lot of time with, and I don't necessarily know like what the curriculum is and stuff like that, but if there is the ability within this first semester of him learning, like I don't know if there's the ability for him to like call upon a familiar or something like that, but I do think that that becomes a focus of his. I think that like having a familiar and having a companion in that way, I don't know what that looks like in the Marvel verse, but I do think that that would be a thing of his, because I think that he is an only child, and I think that he never really had any really good friends in school, and he's missing home a little bit, and even though he's in this coven, he feels a little different from everybody else. Everybody else feels like they're at least somewhat familiar with the world of magic, whereas like he's just like such a brand new person to it all, and so that's something that he would focus on. And then other than that, with any of his free time, he would just really try to make sure the coven was doing well, specifically Philly and Polly, as Polly with being new and Philly just being like a little bit quiet anyway. I think would just kind of make an effort to talk to them and hang out with them whenever possible.
Great. And we actually haven't really been catching up. We haven't been doing every class that you guys have been attending, but you are actually in the Find Familiar class.
Yes, yeah.
With it's you and Willow, taught by Professor Harkness, who does have her own familiar. So she has a black cat named Ebony.
Yeah.
That in this continuity is just a cat.
Okay.
In other continuities, it's weird.
Okay. Just a cat.
But here, just a cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is something that you are learning. It's not going to be something that's going to be like readily available.
Yeah.
Just yet, but it is something that you are progressing towards.
Yeah. So that class and the Pact class, he just really focuses on those and tries to make sure his friends are doing okay, and yeah, that's about it.
Great. Well, speaking of Pact class, Willow, you have kind of been, at least so far, like really immersing yourself into your studies, whether that be in Pact class or especially, it seems like you and Professor Kale with her root magic have really bonded over this time. Is that something that you have really embraced over the month?
Yeah, I think that she's really leaned into that. I actually, with that extra PowerPoint, I took the healing power set.
Nice.
And took like one thing in there. So I think that she's really leaned into how she can, because she's not entirely focused on a school of magic. Like she's kind of leaned toward water because of where she grew up. But like, I think that she really just doesn't know quite what she wants to do, but seeing how she could actually like help somebody and have an impact in that way, I think was really powerful to her. And so she spends a lot of time doing a lot of what she was doing, but in a more focused way, and like taking some like cuttings back to her room, and maybe even like writing to and contacting her grandmother in whatever way she's able to like bounce stuff off her, because she has that knowledge as well.
Yeah. I love that. I think definitely what Professor Kale would want to impart onto you, and I know Polly also is really involved in this class as well.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that she would be really trying to impress upon you is this notion of root work, quote unquote, white magic is not just a passive form of magic. The kind of flashier sorcery affecting others is the stuff you would see more in battle, technically, but there's real power to be found in healing. And then also healing naturally is going to relate to, I'm only thinking in gamer terms speak here, but like debuffs of like, healing from something can also weaken another aspect of something. So like a bard kind of. It's like you're
Yeah.
constantly applying like buffs and debuffs to things, and so I think that's what she would really be encouraging the both of you to do, is like embrace this. This is power. This means something. This has an effect on the world. Just because something is quiet or appears to be passive does not mean that it lacks the importance of offensive.
And
abilities.
I think that she knows probably more than a lot of people about like how dangerous magic can be because of the like generational magic thing that she's got going on. So she like sees value in being able to help other people when they have pushed themselves too far.
Absolutely.
And like sees a place for herself in a group in that way.
Great. And then anything else Willow is getting up to really in particular?
I think she's like opening up to the coven a little bit. Like she's still not like seeking out necessarily like hanging out, but she's like in the common room a little bit more. And I think her plants have started to sort of take over that like entrance to the common room because she's got so much going on, and just by association she's been a little bit more social with everybody.
That's great. I think the rest of you would maybe see in the common spaces where your own influence are starting to take root. You can see that where Willow is planting things in nooks and crannies and on like against windows, that the flowers are beautiful and they're blossoming and they look healthy. And I think that's kind of mirrored in the effort that Willow is putting into them, and then it's also mirroring back into her in that way. So I think that's great. Willow's had a really great month. Continuing on the root work trend, Polly, what's been going on with you?
Yeah, I think definitely the same, of kind of really diving into especially the root work and more on the green magic side of that class. And she's not a good student, but she tries really hard to be one. And so in that class, I'm sure she's like holding her own and everything, but in all her other classes, she's like doing the homework, but like she's just is not retaining. But every time she's like doing her homework, she's doing it in the common area. If there's ever someone there around a meal time, she invites that person to go eat with her, as like as much time as she can spend with her coven she does. And then as outside of the coven, if there's any thing she sees that is a social event or club, she will go to it. And like so she's like basically rarely alone. She wants to always seek out people, be around people. She'll go for a walk if no one is in the common room or around of the coven, and just go for a walk and see who's doing what. And I think knows like how, I think she's starting to realize like her big personality needs to be like focused in, and she's trying to find that one thing she can really connect with each of her coven members on. So with like Willow, it's like her plants, and like really trying to like talk to her about her plants and like how they're growing, how they're doing, like always checks in with them about that. With Jude, maybe it's baseball that she's latched onto. So even if it's not like a core thing for you, she's like tried to find that one thing to like really bring up every time you guys hang out. So like there's some sort of bond that can then grow to something else.
I think in a weird way, Polly doing this has kind of made her, you know, there's like that person in school that's like not necessarily the popular girl, but just the person that like everyone likes, and so is kind of commonly known that way, where it's not like the stereotypical popular girl that you think of, but if it's like, oh, do you know so and so? Oh yeah, love her. Like no one has a bad thing to say. I think that's kind of the role that Polly finds herself in. And I think what even the rest of the coven would notice is, as if you're ever walking to class with Polly, that like there are other people that are like waving at her from across the campus. Like it seems that she's really gotten involved in student life in a really impressive way.
I feel like Willow and Polly would have ended up actually spending a lot of time together unintentionally, just because Willow likes to talk about her plants. But I think also Willow doesn't want to go out and be with the people and do the things, but she's probably okay with you telling her all the things that happen when you get back.
Hmm.
And so there's been a lot of just like quiet time of Willow like working on her plants and you just like, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this.
I went to the student council meeting. I would never be on the student council, but it was really interesting to see the dynamics of the student council.
So Willow knows everybody, but nobody knows Willow.
Yes.
Fantastic. Jude, not Jude. We already did Jude. Philly. You last we checked up on you. You had a pretty major revelation, a pretty big pivot in your studies.
Pivot.
Yeah, exactly. Professor Harkness has kind of taken your she's taken you as kind of a challenge. You've kept being like, I don't care about this. I didn't do well last year. I'm not going to do well this year. And I think she's really kind of wanting to test that, specifically with the use of, and I found it, Pherenomancy, thought magic. Thank you, Sorcerer Supreme, issue number 3. Couldn't find it last week.
Magic. Oh, yes.
Magic. Pick it up at your local comic book store. Through the use of Pherenomancy, has been able to locate that you have a different patron than you initially thought. A lot of stuff going on with you. How has the last month been going for Philly?
I think, first of all, Philly would spend most of his time alone, but occasionally would go to the common room and, engage in like polite, surface level conversations.
Still something.
But I think he's also a little obsessed with the symbol he found, and he almost draws it everywhere, or like he'll draw half of it in his notebook or like on the ground and contemplate finishing it, but never quite does, just kind of obsessing over it.
Does he do any specific research into it? Like, does he try and find more information on the symbol?
Yes. I think he would try to meet with Professor Harkness. He wouldn't go to her class. He would just find her in her like study hours. He doesn't want her to think that he's trying too hard, and like just ask, because he did bring it up to her. So he would ask her about it and what it means, but is also his world is kind of rocked by this revelation. And he doesn't really like that he's like talking to Professor Harkness about this, but she's knows about it and is he's trying to understand himself through her.
She, I think, really is trying to push that stuff out of your mind. She has really spent the month trying to work with you to really embrace this true patron of yours, where that power lies and what you can do with it. That's kind of been her focus on these like one-on-one sessions that you've been having with her. As far as the symbol itself, she doesn't really want to talk about that. And she's kind of like, you don't need to worry about that. So if you're wanting to do some extra research, you would have to hit the library or maybe enlist the help of your friends.
Yeah. I don't think he would go to the library.
Okay.
I think he might, he's working himself up to ask
Sure.
some of his coven mates.
You don't have to do it now. I'm just saying you're not going to get that information from Professor Harkness, so you would have to actually seek that kind of stuff out from another source.
Okay. All right. Well, he would not take the initiative on that now. He just likes the chaos, quote unquote, of not really knowing what it is but getting so close to like using it, or so he thinks. He doesn't even know what it really does, but
Yes. Oh, the mysterious symbol. I keep forgetting that I can like show you guys stuff. Um, this is what that was, just as a refresher.
it's a good sigil.
Sure is. Anything else Philly's getting up to over the?
He would. He's not really going to any of his classes. If like for example, Jude knocks on his door, he might respond once out of every 10 times, but otherwise it's locked and he will pretend like he's not there.
So you're still not going to your classes?
Nope.
Okay. That does change things slightly. If you continue to not go to your classes after specifically being told by one of your professors, who is the headmaster's wife, that you are going to start showing up to her stuff, and then you don't,
I'll get in trouble.
Yeah, to be honest, we're gonna have to come back to this. I was so silly. I thought Philly was just gonna hit the books over the month. I should have known. But in the meanwhile, before
You
we
forgot
get back
Philly
to,
was played by Matt.
Hold fast,
I was
Matt.
gonna say, have you
give
met
up.
Matt?
I know.
Don't
I'll
talk
never
about
read a
it.
book.
I know.
I don't know
but
how to read.
in the oh, it's like a 90s after school special, like the sad episode of a sitcom where you find out your classmate can't read. Anyway.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, Ophelia, what's been going on with you over this month?
I mean, opposite from Philly, I think she's extremely diligent with her classes. I think after everything that happened, with the party and her friend, I think she checks on her as often as she's allowed. If no students are allowed to be in the room, she would get as close as possible and ask around. So trying to like get the feeling of like, is she better? Is she improving? But I think that outwardly she is not super overly enigmatic or engaged. But I think that she's watching all of her coven very closely, paying attention, seeing them, go through campus. How are they doing? Are they in class? Are they not in class? She'll leave maybe small, like if she notices that, Willow hasn't eaten in a while, like you got distracted with her plants and hasn't eaten, like there'll be just something there, like a snack, or if there'll be like a note left at Philly's door, just like,
That's what I wanted to ask.
hey,
So if
heard,
Philly's
blah,
not,
blah, blah.
yeah, if Philly's not going to class, then so how are you feeling about that? Are you like doing anything to
I think
try to
that
break through
maybe, and maybe this is like the wrong, but she'll maybe try. She's also kind of working up the courage to engage with him one-on-one about it, but I think in the meantime, she's almost like trying to smooth the edges on the other side. So like maybe with the professors after class, like she'll work extra hard. If he's brought up, she'll distract from the conversation. Doesn't make excuses for him all the time, but sometimes will say, a thing here in his favor, or like this may be happening. So like trying to almost smooth the edges while she works up the courage to be like, hey, what the heck's going on? Can I help? Because I think that they're in necromancy together. So I don't know if he's ever there, but like that's the one class I think that she's there early and she's there late. Like there's a strange draw to that class in particular, especially after like witnessing a near-death scenario.
Yeah, you have that class together, and then you have history with Philly as well.
If he is ever at those classes on occasion, she won't like sit right next to him, but she'll be near enough that he maybe notices that she's there. That's sort of, she's just like quietly, I think, operating with this heightened sense of awareness and like just trying to watch out for her people, but not in an overt way.
Got it. I love that. Agatha's the only one that doesn't give it. She sees right through it. Anytime you try to build Philly
I
up.
think she doesn't even try with that.
Yeah.
She knows,
Oh,
but everyone
great.
else
Okay.
she will. She respects Dr. Harkness enough that she's like not gonna do that to her. And maybe like the first time she like went to do it and then almost was like, never mind.
This is an ancient lesbian. You're not getting something past her.
No. She was like, never mind.
I feel like there's also a silent agreement across the coven if Philly isn't going to classes, of like any class you have with Philly, of like if there's a handout passed out, grab an extra and bring it to him. Like it just starts to be kind of that little like we're trying to help him without like confronting him.
Kind of
We just like a worksheet we just pass under the door and maybe he completes it, and if he does great,
If he
we'll take
passes
it.
by, if he passes by and you're working on that class's homework, you're like, and I really think this is so interesting. Like, you're interesting, right? Like,
that's very sweet.
Okay. Given that, see, this is just why I need to do more DMing, because I need to get better at dealing with Matt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean,
That's great. No,
if you
kidding,
think
it's
it
great.
makes sense, like, I don't know if you want, like, I don't know, I'm also a DM. Like, I could, like, I mean, she would go.
I think-
like, at
I
some
think I
point,
know,
she would
so
go and, like,
I
knock
think
on
what
his door and be like,
happens
yo, what's going on?
is I think what happens is the I don't think they would let this go on that long. Probably a week before the nightmare that Jude has that we opened this episode on. Oh yeah, wow, that was a good deer in the headlights, Zach. Audio listeners, you'll just have to watch the VOD to see that amazing bit of acting. About a week before that, the five of you would have returned to your dorms, headed into the common room, and already waiting for you would be Doctor Strange and his wife, Clea.
Oh, no.
Um, That's Dr. Stephen Strange. If you guys haven't heard of him, he has his own movies. It's fine. And this is Clea, who is in the most recent Doctor Strange movie. For about
Queen.
5 seconds. And they are standing there as, I'm assuming, definitely, let's say it's like a Tuesday afternoon, probably like 4:45, like kind of most of the classes have been wrapped for the day. I would think probably Willow and Polly, because I think root work is kind of the class that needs to be done like in the best sunlight, so that's always like a midday thing that wraps up pretty early. So I think you guys would probably be already in the space. Ophelia, maybe. Jude might be. I'd say Jude's doing a lot of.
Hovering.
Yeah. So at varying times, you would all walk into the space, see two of the most powerful teachers in the university there waiting, and whoever's first maybe lets the others know that they should arrive.
Yeah.
So probably, let's say Willow and Polly, you kind of go around, knock on the doors to kind of group everybody up.
Hey, hello.
Coven meeting.
Hello,
Coven meeting, everyone.
Professors Strange.
Very good. Yes, that's our titles.
How
Just sitting quietly in the back.
How may we be of assistance?
They're both dressed actually like pretty. They're both dressed pretty casually. I mean, Clea's always in kind of a weird getup, but Strange is kind of in his comfies.
It's comfies.
Yeah, his like Ivy League
Comfy
professor like
Strange.
cardigan.
Oh,
Elbow pads?
my.
Yeah, oh, of course.
course.
Absolutely.
What a cutie.
Of course.
like a little set of spectacles that he doesn't normally wear during class. My wife and I have been discussing some issues that we've noticed with this coven.
Ophelia kind of
It's
stands a little straighter, like, how fucking dare you?
before I go on, what I would like to remind all of you was that the purpose of establishing these kinds of systems was to teach you how to work with others. This is a community where having another person in your life is crucial. I don't mean romantically or anything like that, but not just witches, magic users thrive when they are together. The witch or sorcerer who is able to be independent is not only rare, but often very...
Dangerous?
No, not dangerous. Say lonely. You work best when you all show up for each other. This is not an indictment of all of you. Or we've heard wonderful things. Ophelia, Professor Harkness is actually complimentary when she refers to you. That's a woman whose compliments I can name on one hand. Willow, Polly, I haven't gotten to have much one-on-one time with you, but Professor Kale has let me know that you both have been absolutely instrumental in the success of her class this semester. Not only that, but the herbs that you collected for Miss Woodrow aided me personally. She is doing much better. Still not conscious all of the time, but her wounds are healing nicely and slowly. And that is thanks to some of the medicine that you brought us. I'm very thankful for both of you. You're doing great work, especially for first years.
I'm a second year. It's okay.
That's a running joke.
My apologies.
Oh, I love it
That's
so much.
incredible.
And Jude, Professor Hillstrom is incredibly impressed with your initiative. I can't relate to having my powers come from another, but it takes real courage and bravery to know when you need to ask for help.
Thank you.
What we're worried about is Philly. You have not shown up to any of your classes a month into schooling. My wife has informed me that you have shown up to none of hers at all. Even under the best of circumstances, you would be looking at failing again. However, given your previous academic performance last year and this continuing behavior, even after professors, my wife included, have told you to start attending classes, you have refused. This is a group dynamic. I'm not saying this to shame you, Philly. What we are here to do is to figure out how we can help you. Because if we're being frank, you cannot keep failing your way through life, Philly. We are an institution, a place of study. We are not a hotel.
Are you going to kick me
And
out?
what I want to impress upon you Last thing I'll say, I promise. You're not letting yourself down. You are letting your coven down. If one link is not working, then the whole thing does not work.
I kind of mildly nod, but don't say anything.
Well, we're already handling it.
Ophelia, I appreciate...
No, we already had a conversation. And Philly agreed that I would be his tutor. Right, Philly?
Yeah, and I'm gonna get him up every morning. I'm gonna pound on his door. He's not gonna be able to say no to me. We already talked about it.
You can't lie, not to us, says Clea, who's been silent this whole time. One, don't insult our intelligence. You're talking to two different Sorcerer Supremes. Two, if this had been happening, we'd be seeing the fruits of that labor. And so far, we haven't.
We only just had the conversation.
Ophelia, come on.
Look, it's disrespectful of my time for you not to show up to my classes. I went out of my way to single you out and tell you that I wanted you there, and yet you refuse. What was the point in signing up, then? If I have nothing to teach you, then why bother?
Can't answer that.
Dr. Strange speaks up. I want to leave here feeling confident that you are all working together.
We're doing everything we can. We can't make someone go.
I understand. You cannot force him to go. However, Philly, if this pattern continues, you will be asked to leave the school.
I nod.
And before you think, this does not mean that we do not want you here. Philly, if we didn't want you here, we wouldn't be here begging for you to go to class. This isn't we dislike you and we want you gone. This is we care deeply about you, your success, and what you do here. To see you throw it away, it's offensive to yourself. You're letting yourself down most of all. You are capable of tremendous things. Professor Harkness was just discussing about she was excited to work with you on this new study project you have going on. You are on the precipice of something fantastic. Do not squander it.
I'm sorry.
What can we do to help you?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I look at everyone in the coven. Just under my breath. I'm sorry.
It can be challenging working with a group. Even I, as Sorcerer Supreme, am constantly working with other people that I trust and care about. No one is beyond leaning on a friend.
You can lean on
Okay.
me, Philly.
I know we all had a very terrible start to the semester. But please know that the entire faculty, are here for you. Your professors are, in some instances, quite literally thousands of years old. They would not be here if they did not want to be. We are here for you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. We will get out of your hair. And they are gone.
Yikes.
Wow.
Philly, what the hell, guy? I mean, come on.
Lily, do you want to be here? Because we want to be here. I do anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I want to be here.
I mean, then you should at least.
What do you
Try.
do all day in your room? You know, I'm knocking on your door twice, 3 times a day, seeing if you want to do something. I got a strong willpower. I commit to the bit, but you're never. I mean, what are you doing, man? If you're not going to class, what are you doing? I never see you.
I just don't want to do anything.
Lily, why'd you come here in the first place? I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean, like, sometimes you gotta remember why you came here in the first place. It's sometimes easy to lose track of that.
Look, I thought I was special, but I'm not.
What? What do you
What?
mean?
Well, I don't know. I just thought that I had something that no one else had, and that I would be unique, but I don't know. Maybe not. And I'm struggling with that.
I get that.
I want to be here, but maybe but I don't know. My body doesn't want to be here sometimes.
Are you feeling guilty about something that you did in the past?
I'm not feeling guilty about that. I'm feeling guilty about our coven. I mean, we're a coven.
Wait, what
And
do you
I
mean you're
never
not
see
feeling you're not feeling guilty about that? What's that?
I well, do any of you know what this symbol is? I pull out the symbol.
I'm assuming we don't, Michael.
Yeah.
No. But
No, what is that?
you can find out.
What is that?
I found it in that girl's room, the one that got injured.
When?
What? Oh my god.
When we were there.
Weeks ago?
You took what?
Yeah.
You didn't
Weeks
tell
ago.
us?
I didn't tell you.
Why didn't you tell us?
I don't know. I thought that if I knew something that no one else did, that I would be special, but I think the time for being special is over. And I think it's better if you all knew this.
Jude walks over to Philly with a purpose,
Oh no.
and he puts a hand on your shoulder and makes eye contact with you. At least tries to. Tries to like make you make eye contact with me.
Okay, looks away a little bit, but does catch your eyes.
What did you do? And Jude's eyes kind of become fiery as I'm going to use the ability, and I think he doesn't even mean to necessarily. He's doing it subconsciously. He's going to use the ability Sense Sins. This character can look into a person's. This character can look into a person's soul. The character the character looks into a target's eyes and makes an ego check against the target's ego defense.
Damn.
Wow.
On a success, the character can sense what sorts of horrible things the character has done. On a fantastic success, they can sense what sort of horrible things the target intends to do in the immediate future.
Ooh!
Oh, shit.
Okay,
That's
so
crazy.
Okay, my ego defense is 12.
Casual.
Okay.
12.
I'm assuming this is non-combat, right? This would be a non-combat.
I
check.
actually think it is combat.
Okay.
I mean,
If it's
yeah.
combat,
Because it's
can't we
against
not?
someone, right?
but
Typically
can't we not-
typically they say if it's non-combat they'll denote it, but this just says target's ego defense. And
Question
ego,
about
yeah.
School
Yes.
rules then, because isn't there some ward against using magic against another student?
Physically, like physically harming.
So as long as it doesn't physically harm, that's the like.
My ego
oh,
check is
great.
a 14.
Good to know.
It's not a fantastic
yes.
success, but it is a 14.
So above a 12.
Stuff I'm gonna do in the future.
So this is on just a regular success. The character can sense what sorts of horrible things the target has done. Is what it is worded as.
Wow.
So I'll let
Okay.
you take that as
Holy
you want.
Yeah, that's kind of
Damn.
Ooh,
Damn.
I'll just say this. There is, and then Zach, obviously edit however much you want, but I think you place your hand on his shoulder, and then what the rest of the group will see that your eyes do light up. There was kind of a whirlwind quickly of smoke and cinder. It smells like brimstone for a second
Whoa.
for the rest of you.
Oh.
Sparks kind of shoot up in a circle around them. As from your perspective, Jude, you kind of are going into Philly's mind. Your consciousness kind of leaps out into his. One of my favorite things about, I can't speak to DC because I don't know it that well, but at least with Marvel Comics, is the whole how different people visualize different mind spaces.
Yeah.
It can look a crazy different number of ways, like a museum or a house or just like little tiny things. So for Matt, what do you think the physical manifestation of Philly's consciousness would look like?
Wow, great question.
Great question. I would love to answer.
I think it would be like a dark, empty alleyway.
Oh,
Nothing really there to speak of. It's just like cold and uninviting.
Oof.
Oh my god!
okay.
What,
And
man?
you can see like specific things. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think
Maybe like turning. Maybe it's like it's a series of alleyways, like a maze of alleyways, and each alleyway you turn down is another memory, like another event or something.
I think
like
it's that. I feel like it's almost. If you haven't realized by now, my DM style is just making pop culture references in order to explain my visuals. So, kind of like how in like a game like Bloodborne, you can go up to houses and you can like hear chattering on the outside, but you can't actually like go in and look in and see what they're doing. But I think it's almost like here in Chicago, you know, you can walk through these alleyways and there's like apartments and stuff that are on a higher level than you, and you can see the lights on, you can kind of see in it. But I think whatever scenes you're seeing are kind of like that for now. It's a bit removed, but you can see as you are going down different alleyways, you're able to look up and see what looks like, you know, home lit up at night on a second story, and you're kind of seeing these images go by. Which, Matt, what do you gotta say?
I think you see a series of events of Philly by himself, clearly like living on the streets.
Oof. Yeah.
Never see anyone with him, and he's pickpocketing people. And at one point you see him set a building on fire. And I think another time you see him alone in like a back alley, and he is just scribbling runes on the ground just by himself. And it's clear that he doesn't really know what he's doing or the consequences of it, but is willing to just whatever happens.
Okay. Yeah. I think that like I said, Jude didn't even necessarily intentionally mean to do this. And so I think just because he had... Oh, wait, this was a week before that dream. Okay, but either way, I still think he would have done it. Yeah, and so he didn't really intend to do it, and so he kind of falls back and like shakes his head, and that, that cindery smoke fades away. The smell is still there, that sulfur brimstone smell. His eyes go back to normal, and he just kind of like looks at you, Philly, and I think just on instinct, and you might do something violent to him in response, so that's fine, but he just like embraces you very quickly, just like pulls you into a big hug, and he says, and he just says, just low enough so that you can hear him, he says, "I'm really sorry, man, for everything you've been through." And then he pushes back. That was weird, huh?
Yeah, what? Did you just cast something on Philly?
No, I did I hurt you?
No.
Good. I just had this instinct to, I felt like I could, I don't know, it didn't feel really good, but it felt like I could, it just felt like I could know. Instead of you telling me, I felt like I could know. And it felt powerful. I didn't really mean to do that. I'm sorry, Philly.
We should just all calm down.
Jude sits down.
There's a lot going on, and magic in high stress situations is a bad mix always. So just...
I really didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
And no one needs to apologize, okay? There's only next. There's only... Nothing's gonna change about what happened. Philly can't go to classes that are over, right? And we can't be a better coven in the past, but... I don't know. Are we gonna do this or what?
Philly, did you not tell us about the symbol because you think we're a bad coven?
Not that you're a bad coven, but I just don't trust you.
What have we done to make you not trust us, Billy? We've been bringing you everything we can and not asking anything in return.
Jude stands up. About 10 months ago, I was desperate. I graduated high school. I wasn't good enough to play college ball. Barely had any good grades to get into community college. It's not that I'm dumb, I just didn't really care. I found a way to contact somebody. And so I contacted them. It was a man in a suit. Really nice suit. He looked human. I think he was human. I don't know. But he was smooth, man. He was a real charmer. Yeah. Really had me, just nodding my head within the first couple minutes. He offered me a deal. Everything I ever wanted. He looks at Philly. To be special. To be unique. To be powerful. To be better than normal. And so I said yes. With a shocking amount of urgency and a very shockingly little amount of hesitation. And for a while things were great. I didn't think, anything bad was going to happen, but, when we first got here, I was looking in the mirror and my reflection, it moved like separately from me. And I still don't know what that means. And I've talked to Professor Hellstrom, and, he seems to think that maybe things aren't as dramatic as I think they are, and maybe things are okay. And honestly, lately they have been. But I'm scared. I'm scared if I'm going to see that man again. I'm scared if he's going to come collect payment. And what that means. So there. I've told you literally my deepest, darkest secret. I hope you can trust me now. Jude just sits back down.
I know that you know this, but I've seen a lot of normal in my life, and there's nothing normal about a single person at this school. I think everybody here is already pretty damn unique. And I get wanting something extra, and I know we can't change the past, but I think we've got the right amount of not normal to change the future. And I think y'all should stop trying to change yourselves. We can't be a family if you can't even be yourself.
I know I'm an open book. I've talked you guys' ears off with everything about me, but I didn't expect, I guess, the same level of openness. And I know at the beginning, even Ophelia, you said everybody's has their own secrets, their own stuff going on, but we're still a coven. And I don't know, maybe it's because I come from a family whose mom was in a coven, and I heard about covens all my life, so I had a different expectation of what that might mean. But from the get-go, that's your family. That's people you gotta trust. That's people you share this stuff with. And I know it's only been a couple weeks, and I'm glad you're sharing it now, but I mean, we all went to her room for Ophelia, who wanted to go and needed to go, and Philly, you kept that from even Ophelia, like, of all of us. At least to one of us, I guess. But just, I know you said we don't have to apologize what's in the past, but that kind of feels like something Philly really should apologize for. Because that's kind of a big thing.
It's not really
If
fair
not
you
to
to
all
say
of
that you
us,
can
it-
trust us.
If not to all of us, at least to Ophelia. That's her friend.
Philly takes a second, kind of stands up and
Pulls out a gun.
gun.
Damn it.
This is my apology.
Like paces a little bit, like clearly like working up to say something. And we'll look to Ophelia, but then like to everyone, but to Ophelia. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Thank you for opening up to me. I don't want you to fail in this coven because of me. I'm sorry.
Water under the bridge. From my perspective.
I agree. Just gotta look to the future.
Philly looks around at everyone, looks at Philly, and like gives him a single nod, like a single slow nod. So are we gonna figure out what this fucking symbol means or what?
Yeah, that's definitely step number one.
Yeah. So what have you found out, Philly? What did you read? What did you learn?
I gave it to Professor Harkness, who doesn't know.
What? That can't be right.
She doesn't know, or she won't tell you.
She won't tell me.
Does she know where you found it?
Yes.
Have you been to the library or anything at all? Why did I even ask? All right, everyone, pack up what you need. We're going on a group trip.
Amazing. Guys, we're finally getting to visit the library.
Yay!
I've had this thing for so long.
He was like, Matt, does Philly go to the library? And he's like, no.
Nah.
Yeah, so this is just like a classic. It's really nice, like, you know, New England University money, like old library,
Love
dark
it.
stained wood,
Smells
lanterns
so
hanging up.
good.
Yeah. It's just like, it is a, and it's not just magical text, by the way. Like, this is a library. It has all the normal books that you would hope to have, like in a student library. You can get your, I don't know, you can read Gone Girl here, and you can
Sure.
learn about
Yes.
the anatomy of extraplanar monsters. Like, this
Great.
place has got it. This place has got whatever you need.
It's kind of the same thing.
One-stop shop.
Yeah, well, Gillian Flynn released a new book. God damn it. Listen, she lives in Chicago, and she knows what she should be doing, and it's writing that book.
It's writing
So,
a book.
It's
Jillian,
writing that book. It's not
Jillian, we
producing
know you're
another
watching.
miniseries, Jillian.
We know you're watching.
It's putting that book out, okay?
Yeah. You
Do
know you're
it.
watching, so.
Anyway, but that being said, it's a big old library. I will say, from context, you do know that this is a symbol of some kind of. Well, actually, I think whenever you were brought to the hospital with Agatha and Doctor Strange, I think that they did tell you that this was something, that the symbol was demonic in nature and old. I think Agatha said that too. She said that it was a really old symbol. So you do have kind of a jumping off point. What I would like each of you to do is make a logic check.
Yeah.
I will, this would be non-combat because this is just like studying. And yes, Zach, do you have a question?
Sorry, no, I got excited. I got a fantastic 16.
Oh, that is exciting.
I'm not good at logic.
And to be honest,
I got a
I feel
7.
like that might be a little apropos. We'll see.
I only got an 11.
So I got a 7, a 6, fantastic 16, an 11. Holly, what was yours?
A 13.
13.
Actually, a lot better than I thought.
I got a 10.
I got a rock.
I got a.
That's a nice boulder.
So you guys, the good news is like I kind of mapped out like what information you could find out, but on varying scales. So I'm just trying to
incredible.
figure out.
What a pro.
So this is what he prepared for.
This is what I prepared
Billy's
for.
role of
Finally.
research.
Okay. You are just shy of like the big target number, but with a fantastic. Yeah. Okay. So this is. I should also mention like this is probably not taking place over like the span of one study session. This probably is like a couple different trips to the library.
Maybe this will bring us up to the week later. Where
Yeah.
we have
Exactly.
to-
Exactly. Wow,
We
it
got
all
back
served
to
a
where we
purpose. It serves a purpose, everybody.
We won the multiplayer.
There are no wrong turns here. So yeah, but like going back and forth to the library, comparing your notes, you find.
Does Philly actually go to his classes within that week?
Definitely would go to Clea's class.
Smart.
Start.
Smart.
It's a start.
Yeah, and then also probably magical history with Harkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it for now.
Hey, that's okay.
Slowly.
Okay, it's something.
They're the ones who told you to go to class, so I mean, you're doing what they said.
Yeah.
The other ones haven't directly told you, really.
Not that we know of.
That's true.
How would you know? How would you know?
How?
Not actually
know?
dumb.
Okay. So here is what you find out. You already know that it's very old demonic magic. You find a name. I believe I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. You find the name towards the
just
very
blowing
end
my
of your
nose.
studies, and it's Jude. Who I didn't hear what you said.
It looked like I was doing cocaine.
Oh well, I didn't see it.
A little bit.
Okay.
But just, I don't want you to see me as nasty when people, I just don't want you to see me blow my nose.
I'm looking at a Google document right now, so I didn't even see it. So you're great.
It's not nasty. We love
Um,
cocaine.
Okay.
Cancelled.
Told.
So what you found out about the girl that's in the hospital, you find a particular name, especially with Jude, your fantastic success, the name Epos, or Epos, IPOS. And yeah, with that fantastic, you get you find out through lots of great study that he is known as the revealer of past, present, and future.
Say what?
Sting.
It looks like there is potentially more that could be found out, but with your collective number, that would probably have to be another block.
It took
of
us a long time to
study
find
time.
out that, you know, we now know a name, though. That's great.
You have a name, Epos.
Yeah.
I think Jude
I
definitely
think it
feels some relief.
Revealer of past, present, and future. Interestingly, I will also say this. A lot of the books that refer to different realms of magic, different kind of pantheons, typically have some kind of at least rough sketch of these groups. They may not be entirely accurate, but there's at least some kind of visual aid. Anything in this section, there's been deliberately like no reference images. Like no one is putting forth to like what these, not only what this entity looks like, but like anything related to it. There's no sketches, there's no nothing. The only thing that you would really find are the the reference of like the symbol itself that Billy found. But of the beings themselves, there's nothing.
Okay.
Feels intentionally so.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's gotta be because they're dangerous. I mean, obviously.
But that is what you find out for now.
Okay.
Okay.
That's how you do this DM thing, right? You just give little pieces of information all the time, and then you hope that it
Yeah.
comes up. Okay, cool.
Are we like with each other right now and discussing that, or are we?
I would say yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would say this was like a group thing that you all kind of collectively found because it's a group effort. I would say that you would all collectively find the information out together.
So does this mean that she was trying to summon the guy? Trying to talk to him in some way?
Didn't they say it was an accident? Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, they could easily be lying to us.
Right.
Or if somebody else is trying to do something. Like, do we? I guess we don't even know that she made this. Like, what if
Listen, I
someone
know
else
you
did
guys
it?
are gonna say no to this, but someone has to say it. Do we try?
Amazing. What?
Oh.
All right. Well,
That seems really scary. I'm not saying no, but I'm saying it.
how else are we
seems
supposed to
less-
find out more information? I've been. I can't. My brain can't handle any more fucking words.
But
Would you
maybe there's a lack of
Set
information.
yourself on
'cause we
fire
should
then? Would that be
know.
more fun for you than reading? Or
I don't know if that would hurt me, to be honest.
Oh.
very funny.
I just. There's gotta be more than we can do than just read in this fucking library. Come on, right? There's gotta be something we can do, Coven. Right?
I've tried
You've tried?
to make it.
Tried what? You
You
have?
wrote down you what?
A couple times.
Wait,
Are you
was
nuts?
this symbol made out of that weird sand stuff in the bathroom?
Yes.
There was weird red sand, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we need to find.
We are not making this symbol. I don't know how clear I have to be here. That we are not going to start making a demon symbol
Yeah.
for
Don't
fun.
you want to know what happened to Mackenzie?
I don't
yeah, and
want
I
to
don't
live
want
it.
it to happen to any of us.
Yeah.
I just don't know what else we're supposed to do. The teachers aren't doing anything.
But I cannot see another person die or almost die.
The
What if-
teachers aren't doing anything, but maybe one of them will. We could get through to somebody. Who would it be?
Why do we have to go to somebody else? Why can't we handle it ourselves?
They didn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe saying the name will help. Sometimes I forget names, so maybe Professor Harkness forgot the name, and it'll spark something that she knows.
How did she react when you showed her the symbol? Did she seem confused or?
She seemed like she just didn't want to talk about it.
Like she knew?
Maybe. It's hard to read her. She's a ghost.
That's
I guess that's
Good
And,
Not
point.
wrong.
and a bit of a
It's a
bitch.
really good point.
Hey,
She's a bit of a bitch.
be
I
respectful.
think she'd be okay with that.
I respect her. Respectfully, she's a bit of a bitch.
We can call herself a bitch. We just can't call her a bitch. She's a professor.
Yes.
I'm not calling her a bitch. I'm saying she's a bit of a bitch, and there's a big difference.
She would call herself a bitch.
Okay, we gotta stop. She comes through the walls.
Okay.
Kids!
For the sake of brevity, we pan out.
Just two middle fingers come through the wall.
It's that Vine. I heard you were talking shit about me. On that very silly note, we are going to take a quick bio break. So get up, stretch, get water. Don't go anywhere because we will be right back. Da-da-da-da-da. Boop. Oops, we're back.
Ooh.
Things have been discovered, but time keeps moving on. we are now back to where we started with Jude having woken up. Later on that day, keep it in mind. Hey, you know what? Comics go back and forth in timelines all the time. You know what
All
I'm
the
saying?
time.
They're going in the future. They're going to the past. They're always in Antarctica for some reason. I don't know.
Hey, Kelsey.
The 80s were weird.
Nice headphones.
Thanks, bro.
Sorry.
Oh!
Genuinely, I will say the best pair of headphones ever.
Not sponsored
Not
yet.
Sponsored
Not
yet.
sponsored yet. I don't even know what the name of it is, to be honest.
Me neither.
Wow.
They're not
We'll
popular.
work on that, and we will maybe
We'll get back
talk
to
with
ya.
people, do another one shot based around a brand deal. Who knows? But yeah, later that week, we find ourselves in root work class. This is a class that is obviously taught by Professor Jude and has Ophelia, Paulina, and Willow in it. I would say this is probably a couple of weeks after your initial discovery of IPON, and so I'm sure that you guys have been doing some kind of continuing of that research, but again, it has been fairly quiet, so it doesn't feel that there's a ticking clock or anything just quite yet. So there is a bit of a breather for you all. You're not completely inundated, and this class feels really, I think maybe after all the nonsense over the past few weeks, this is kind of a welcome reprieve. This class is set up a bit differently than any of the other lecture halls. This isn't really in a typical lecture. You're in kind of a giant arbitorium, I think is how you pronounce that. It's basically like you are in your regular class hallways, but then there is suddenly just glass in front of you when you walk in, and it is just naturally lit everywhere. There is a giant tree in the middle of the room that sprouts all the way and goes up into the dome of the building. And there are just stone benches with cushions on top, obviously for rest, that are scattered in a circular pattern around, but everyone's on the same playing field. It kind of gives the feel of one of those like zoo interactive exhibits that you can go to, and like they will come and show you animals and stuff as you were like sitting down, that kind of thing. But it's not animals, it's plants. Sometimes a little mixture of a little of both. But today, so Jennifer Kale is, where's her portrait? There she is. She is talking about, she holds up a kind of bundle of this really thick green stuff. Now, I know some of us are from Louisiana. Yes? Yeah, well, I'm looking at you.
Yes.
This should be very familiar to anyone that has lived there or spent
didn't-
time there.
I didn't realize there was a question. What?
You're fine. Calm down. Everyone, this is Louisiana Spanish moss. You will see this growing off of trees. You will see this everywhere in Louisiana. Did you know that this is also known as witch's hair?
Yeah.
Probably not, because I don't have any hair at the moment. But glad you know, Willow. Witch's hair also acts as a protection, as a really, sorry, let me take that back, as a crucial ingredient in protection charms and rituals. It's known for its healing properties in the right hands and can even bind a witch. Again, under the right hands. This goes back to what I've been trying to teach you all semester, everybody, all right? Something can be a force for good, but also do some really important damage. Not necessarily creating craters on a battlefield, but in the right hands, something that can merely be marked off as a bit of healing magic could also take away someone's entire connection to the arcane. What I would like for you all to do is pick up a batch of witch's hair. I'm saying that's what we're calling it in this class. Like you all to come on, come on up. She kind of ushers you up to come up in one at a time. Just grab a handful. It's very plentiful. This is going to be a class where you are going to sit with a partner and figure out what you can do with this moss. What's really exciting about Spanish moss is that we are always finding out new uses for it. Our most clever witches can find crops and herbs that have been around for centuries and find new and inventive ways to utilize their properties. I would like for you not to rediscover the wheel, but just see what the wheel can do a little bit. You are all paired up and go off. I'll say Willow and Ophelia, you kind of gravitate towards each other. Holly, you end up sitting next to, you're kind of looking for someone to partner up with, and it just has that moment of like the people part, and the one person is directly looking at you. If you remember Seth Baumgartner, Seth was a guy that was in Philly's Coven last year and is always just kind of in a state of injury almost. Like
Yeah.
he's got
We
the
must
neck
protect him at all costs.
Oh,
the neck brace
yeah.
is gone. The neck brace is gone.
Poor
However,
guy.
now he has like his arm in a sling.
Oh god.
I see that we potentially have a partnership in preparation.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Do you want to be partners?
Yes, I do.
Great. Do you want to work with the moss first, or how do you want to?
I will let you work with the moss first, as you have two capable hands and I am down to one at the present.
That's a really good point. You can be like a third hand of mine as I work with the moss.
Excellent.
and you
We are in
fill
agreement.
Perfect. She
You
just
are
starts,
quite
like-
good. You are quite good at root magic. I have noticed.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a just kind of something I've always kind of been good at is feel like you can feel it more than anything, and that's what I'm better at than like memorizing things. So
Mm-hmm. Learns by doing.
yeah,
Very impressive.
yeah, I like the doing part of this class especially.
You enjoy working with earth?
Yeah, that's kind of my main element actually, where I get kind of the best stuff is with actual earth. As my
I find it gets under my nails, and then infections may happen if I am not quick to remove it.
yeah, that can happen. It's kind of just always been under my nails.
Well, I'm specifically sticking my hands into enchanted mud.
Oh, does that? Guess that yeah, would maybe get some enchanted infections too.
Sometimes burns, sometimes freezes, sometimes does nothing at all, and I spend a whole weekend panicking about it. But that's what needs to be done in the name of academic pursuits.
Sure. What are you trying to discover about the dirt specifically? Or just
What will respond to me?
oh,
I stick my hands in the dirt and I say, "Do you want to do magic with me?" And it says no.
oh. Well, there's more dirt in the earth. Can't take what some dirt says. There's all kinds of different kinds, so
A fish in the sea metaphor, but with dirt.
yeah. Yeah. That's what
Clever.
Thank you.
I would laugh if it didn't hurt me at the moment.
What can I ask what happened?
2 broken ribs. I was attempting to fly across the hallway and I landed oddly.
Oh, ooh. But did you fly for a little bit?
For a little bit, yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
I was at not a 90-degree angle, but a 45-degree angle, and my head was pitched upwards towards the ceiling, but it was a magical experience.
Well, at least you didn't hit your head on the ceiling.
Right. I absolutely did not do that.
It could have been worse maybe if that happened. So and
Indeed. it was not that bad.
Yeah.
Cutting from this conversation. Ophelia and Willow, while you are working, you do see that there is one person that did not actually end up with a partner, and Victoria is working kind of alone. She seems a little more reserved than usual, and that she isn't constantly coming up and talking to you, Ophelia. She seems, over the past few weeks, to kind of become maybe a little bit more muted version of herself. Don't know if you want to say anything or just observe, but she is over there.
I mean, can we invite her to work with us so she's not alone? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I try to like lean over and be like, "Do you want to?"
She looks like she does that thing where she's like, "Oh no, I don't want to bother," but then like still kind of like slowly gets up and Hi. Hi, Willow.
Hey, it seems like we have an odd number. Do you want to work with us?
Sure. I've really just been kind of braiding the moss.
That's an interesting start. It's more than we have.
I actually know a lot about this stuff.
I was gonna let Willow run with it. She
And
knows.
my grandma used to hang it around the porch and all around. I probably should have listened more to what she said it was for, but she said it was for everything.
It's pretty. It smells nice.
It
But,
does.
it's kind of where my expertise is ending. I don't know. I just kind of keep poking at it, seeing if that's going to do anything. Sometimes with these open-ended classes, I would just love like a little bit more structure,
just
right?
a little bit, yeah. Just a little bit of direction would be great.
Yeah, like are we supposed to be writing something down or?
She just said feel it out.
Yeah, but then like if we don't write something down and then she asks for something written, like that's gonna be.
Yeah, like we got the time now. We may as well do it if we're gonna have to do it, right?
Yeah, might as well. Let's take out something... a notepad.
And I just start like listing all the things that my grandmother said.
Yeah, braiding ? Poking ?
It does.
But I just like repeat little sayings that my grandmother said, not really knowing what they even mean, just reciting them.
Let's go ahead. Let's be silly. Let's say make a. I guess this would be like a logic. Either logic or vigilance, your choice. Non-combat check.
For Willow, remembering.
For both of you, just to like see like kind of what you come up with this class.
Fantastic 17.
Ooh.
I only got a 10.
Okay. 10 and you're okay. That's not.
I'm probably focusing more on Victoria and less on the project.
Sure. I will say, so with the 10, it's not necessarily anything practical yet, but you do find that you can do some rudimentary version of like creating yarn in a way from this, of like, because you know, whenever you're creating like fibers, it's like taking the actual like rough material and spinning it and spinning it and spinning it.
Weaving than braiding.
Exactly. Weaving. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, you can actually find that it has that kind of potential, which could be the path towards something. It's a first step, but it could go towards something later.
Yeah.
I think Willow with a fantastic 17. You are kind of experimenting with it, maybe just holding it for a bit and then maybe like wrapping it around your hands and connecting with what you've been learning about over the past couple of years of transferring your energy, almost your consciousness in a way, of sharing it with the earth and the materials and letting it speak to you. And you're getting, I just realized that you guys don't have any music playing. Apologies. You get the immediate sense of healing and warmth, which you're familiar with. I would say probably you are familiar with the healing aspects of Spanish moss. That was probably a pretty common one that your grandmother taught you. But as you're kind of focusing on this, you start to see other ways that maybe you just had not thought about this being able to use. You see it being like as part of a tea mixture for specifically like soothing throats. You can see this, the smoke of it being used in almost like an alternative to saging, maybe a slightly not the easiest way to go about it, but it would have a kind of similar effect that you can also heal spaces and not just bodies with this.
Yeah.
And you can also tell that it holds a lot of, there's the potential for it to kind of absorb mystical energy. There's a reason that like Earth is very much rooted in witchcraft. It's this what's the word I'm looking for? It absorbs stuff, porous. It's like a porous kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Which, going back to what Professor Kale was saying, you start linking, oh, this probably is what makes it a useful ingredient in something like a binding ritual. For those that do not know, a binding ritual is when a witch is stripped of their powers. They are no longer able to perform magic at all. It's kind of like a worst case. It's like a life sentence almost for that. But that's kind of, that's what you find. This was kind of just like a quick little class check-in. So, unless there are any other conversations that you all would like to have throughout the class period, amongst yourselves, okay. The next few days are also pretty calm. It's really feeling like you're in the middle of the semester now. The kind of introductory phase is well over. You're in your routines at this point, going to classes, grabbing a coffee or a hot chocolate at the local cafe, having long study nights in the library. Miss Miranda, who I mentioned in the first session, who is the librarian. She appears as a young woman, a middle-aged woman, and an old woman at different times of the day.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Is very warm and welcoming to you all, like just a great presence to have. She's also there 24/7. So she's always around. I'd say Polly definitely would notice that there is a big Halloween party that's going to be happening.
Well, she's so excited.
In a couple of weeks. People are already getting, as soon as like October hit, the entire campus just goes all out. Professor Kale has like the blades of grass in her arbitorium colored to look like candy corn. Agatha is even in on it, just liking to appear as a ghost through like different doors that are unexpected just to kind of scare people. That might just be kind of her, not necessarily Halloween itself. But the campus really seems to come alive around this time. Like enchanted bats are flying around, pumpkins are everywhere, huge, like giant, like a giant pumpkin that has a slightly small, lesser giant pumpkin on top of it, and they're all like have different expressions on that change throughout the day. The normal like student reminders, PA announcements are done by like talking pumpkins, stuff like that. So it's really just like, it feels like a lot lighter and more of a fun energy. As we reach the end of October, you guys are starting to really, I think, find yourselves. Clea would have pulled you aside, Philly, and thanked you for finally coming to class. But she also knows that you're not going to all of your classes. But she says, a little is more than nothing.
I don't say anything to her, but I do nod.
I think you have good answers in your head, Philly. It would be great to hear them every now and then. Okay, I won't keep you.
I rush out.
Philly, you head back to your dorm. How are you feeling after these couple of weeks of actually starting to go to class and work with your coven?
Probably a little scared by it. He is vulnerable in a way that I don't think he's basically ever been before. And it's not even that vulnerable, really. He's not divulging much of anything, but just I think the interaction with Jude has left him a little bit open, even if he doesn't like totally understand what Jude saw or what happened. But I think the realization that the Stranges said to him that like, I'm not just letting myself down, letting down the coven, has really stuck with him, and I think that's driving a lot of his actions. I still don't think that he's like doing anything really. He's not primarily motivated by him for himself, but but he doesn't want to, mess up anyone else because of his own baggage.
Okay. About a week later, so let's say like the week before Halloween, it's been a long day. You were all kind of, like I said, deep into your routines at this point. You're well within, you're getting homework assigned to you. At this point, professors are handing homework for Philly to the other ones of you to take to Philly. With the impression of like, this needs to get done. It's really becoming your home in a way. Your aspects, your personalities are starting to really make the common living space unique to each of you. We talked about, Willow's plants really coming to life on the windowsill, but I think each one of you have different aspects. I think just the bookishness of Ophelia and her studies lead way to just like a really full bookshelf and like a nice study nook. I think Polly is such a warm person that I think like the kitchen is almost expanded to be more of like a communal space. It becomes more of an inviting, we're all going to eat together kind of a thing. Jude, I think his wanting, really kind of being an insistent of we're a group, we're doing this together, it just makes the space brighter. Like the windows seem to be larger and more expressive and look out onto the field. And then even Philly wanting to be by himself and wanting comfort, that manifests as like the couches and the sofas are just really nice and comfortable, and like you just want to hang out there. It's like really good communal spaces. The space is like inviting you to be there more. It's sensing that you all are wanting this and that you have this connection, and it's actively rewarding you for it. Are you hearing my cat? I don't know, you guys.
So
she's
Father!
Yeah, I know. She's like, you
What's
must.
happening? Yeah.
She knows it's time to cuddle on the couch, and so she's like, you get on the couch right now. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry. I love you. God, that's gonna make some stuff really difficult here.
This is all for you.
This is providing for your food, no, it's not. But that night, sleep takes each and every one of you. Ophelia, you have not been entirely sure what you're wanting to do after graduation. You're kind of taking this approach of figuring it out for yourself. But suddenly, you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You've always known. You are walking onto a stage. It's a dream. You know that this is graduation. You're the only one on stage. It's dark. You don't feel like you're taking steps, but you're moving forward. It may seem like a desolate place, but you know this is where that you're supposed to be. From your side, a corporeal Agatha Harkness appears next to you. We're so proud of you, dear. You've accomplished all that we could possibly dream for you. Smile. Smile, you've earned this. She holds out a diploma. She hands it to you. As you take it, you look down. Your hands are bone. The diploma has become a large scythe. You look down. Your graduation gown has become a long, billowing, dark cloak that extends further and further down. You are standing at the top of a heap of bodies of your friends and family, wielding a scythe. And you don't know if you should now be concerned with the fact that this feels right for you. Polly. You are in a lecture hall. Almost like a lecture theater. It's a pit, and then there's seats raised on all sides. You are sitting in the middle. There's a spotlight on you. Your coven is sitting just out of the light. You can just barely see the shadows of their reflexes, shadow of their faces as they look upon you, expressionless. Class, we have an exciting show for you today. Who knows what I have right here? The voice of Dr. Strange right next to you. That's right. Allegedly, a brain. The audience laughs. What I'm here to discover, not only as a sorcerer supreme, but as one of the world's foremost surgeons, is if this little idiot has what the rest of you have. His hand morphs into a bone saw, and he starts into the top of your head. You cannot feel it, but you do recognize blood running down your vision. We today are performing what us in the medical field call a craniotomy. However, you can feel his fingers slip through your scalp into the bone and tug, pull, pull, pull. Everyone, I was right. He reaches his hand further in. Nothing in here. Isn't that right, Polly? And as you are helpless to move, your friends now laughing as he shoves his hand deeper and deeper. Jude, you don't know where you are at the moment. It's... Sometimes in dreams you can get a third-person perspective from where you are, but not now. Now it's very much first person. You're in an unfamiliar drab room. You've never been here before. You go to look around and you're having a hard time moving. You seem to kind of be stuck in place. You manage to shove part of your shoulder forward. That seems to use some kind of momentum as you slowly turn around this space. As you're just slowly forcing your way to move in a circle, you're seeing more parts of the room. It's like a kid's room. No, not a kid, like a preteen, early teenager. You're trying to move, but your feet are kind of, they can't hit the ground just right. Finally, with one final push, you slowly go to face a mirror. The face that looks back at you is not your own. It's a young man with a black eye and a bloody lip hanging by his neck. He points to your reflection. Jaw unhinges. And he screams. Philly, you are flying. You are flying in between skyscrapers of Manhattan. Magic energy kind of trails behind you as like the cape. You're doing your latest sweep of a city that you call home, and that the people claim you proudly as their hero, their greatest arcane user on the planet. This is a feeling that you never thought you would be able to feel. You are a hero to so many people. You swoop down lower a little bit. With your superior vision, you see a small child look up and notice you and excitedly wave at you. You smile, and you go to wave back. You notice that your arm is different. Shorter, stockier, it's covered in fur. You look down at your hands, you find paws instead. You catch your reflection in a passing window and realize you are nothing more than an ape. You have no cape, you have no abilities at all. You scream as you start to descend rapidly to earth, but only the screech of a primate is heard. Your only thought before you hit the ground is how silly it was to think that you could fly. Willow, you are back home. You feel safe, you feel warm, you feel loved. You know that your grandmother is out back tending to her garden. There's something baking in the oven, maybe it's cornbread. This feels like what life should be. Then you hear a scream from outside. Your grandma, something is wrong. You start to run to her. You are moving your legs and your arms as hard as you can, but no matter how hard you push yourself, you feel like you are barely moving. If anything, the door is getting farther from you. The screams continue. Smoke starts pooling in from under the crack in the door. It starts to fill the room. You start to push your body further. You know how to run. Why is this not working? You know how to run. You can move. It just isn't working. And now you're finding yourself sinking into the floor. Then past that, now you are entering the earth itself, but it's not the earth that you know, not the cool, safe space that you know and love. This is hard. It is crushing you. You cannot breathe. You feel dirt entering your mouth and go down your throat. You are choking just as your lungs are about to give out. You awaken in your bed at the Salem Academy. And you still can't catch your breath. As you open your eyes, you see, floating above you, a pale, featureless creature.
Oh.
Long, bony appendages. And its three-pronged hand is wrapped tight around your throat. And that's where we're going to end this session. You guys, thank you so much for showing up. This was a really great session. We learned a lot about each other. Great character development. Really interested to see what's going to happen next. Thank you so much to my players, the best players a GM could ask for. I say it every time, and I mean it every time. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.